Imagine walking into a store, buying a small sealed container no bigger than a lunchbox, bringing it home, placing it on your living room floor, and watching as that container opens, releases a fine cloud of shimmering dust into the air, and within minutes, right before your eyes, a full-size sofa forms itself from nothing. No tools. No screws. No human hands. Just matter organizing itself into a finished consumer product. This is the future of self-assembling consumer products, and it's closer than most people realize. For most of human history, making things has always followed the same basic formula. Extract raw materials, transport them to factories, shape them with machines, assemble them with human or robotic labor, ship them across oceans, store them in warehouses, and finally sell them to customers. Every object in your house right now represents a long chain of mining, manufacturing, shipping, pollution, and labor. But self-assembling products threaten to collapse that entire system into something radically different. Instead of shipping finished goods, companies would ship programmable matter. Instead of factories full of assembly lines, you'd have clouds of smart particles that know exactly how to become anything from a smartphone to a refrigerator. At the heart of self-assembling products is a field known as programmable matter. This is matter that can change its physical properties, shape, stiffness, conductivity, color, on command. Scientists already have early versions of this in the lab using tiny robots called microbots, nanoparticles, and shape memory materials. Individually, these particles are almost useless. But together, they behave like a swarm, following simple rules that generate complex structures. Nature has already perfected this system. Every living organism on Earth is a self-assembling machine. Your body was built cell by cell using genetic instructions, without any external factory. Self-assembling consumer products basically copy nature's playbook and apply it to manufacturing. The basic idea is simple but terrifyingly powerful. Instead of buying a finished phone, table, or appliance, you buy a container of smart material. Inside that container are trillions of microscopic units, each carrying instructions about what role it will play. When activated by light, sound, heat, or electromagnetic signals, these units begin to move, connect, fuse, harden, wire themselves, and become a finished object. The assembly line happens in your living room in real time. To understand how disruptive this is, imagine what shipping looks like today. A single sofa takes up massive space in trucks, warehouses, and cargo ships. With self-assembly, that same sofa could be shipped as a small brick of compressed programmable matter. One cargo ship could transport millions of sofas worth of material instead of just a few thousand. Fuel use would collapse. Warehouses would shrink to a fraction of their size. Entire global supply chains would be rewritten. But it doesn't stop with furniture. Self-assembling electronics would change everything. Right now, your phone is made from dozens of rare elements mined across the world, refined in different countries, assembled in massive factories, and shipped across oceans. In a self-assembling future, the phone might be constructed at home from a single container of smart particles that reconfigure themselves into microchips, circuits, batteries, screens, and casings. If a component breaks, the phone could disassemble that section and rebuild it using stored material. Repair shops would vanish almost overnight. Even more insane is the idea that one batch of programmable matter could become multiple different products over its lifetime. The same matter that forms your desk today could be recalled and reassembled into shelves tomorrow, and converted into a drone next week. Physical ownership would become fluid. You wouldn't own objects anymore, you'd own rights to shapes and functions. Software updates wouldn't just add features to devices. They would physically reconfigure your environment. Of course, the real question is, how could matter possibly do this? The answer lives at the intersection of nanotechnology, swarm robotics, AI, and advanced materials science. Each particle in a self-assembling system acts like a tiny robot with basic capabilities: movement, connection, sensing, and computation. They follow local rules like attach to certain types of neighbors, align in specific orientations, harden when enough neighbors connect, and conduct electricity once circuits form. No central controller builds the object piece by piece. Instead, global structure emerges from millions of local interactions, just like ant colonies build massive nests without a blueprint. Artificial intelligence plays the role of translator between human design and physical reality. A designer creates a digital blueprint of a product. AI breaks that blueprint into trillions of micro-instructions distributed across the particles. When activated, those particles execute the design autonomously. This means manufacturing becomes largely digital. New product releases wouldn't require new factories. They'd just require new assembly codes. One of the earliest stepping stones toward this future is 4D printing. Unlike 3D printing, which creates static objects, 4D printing creates objects that change shape over time when exposed to stimuli like heat, light, or moisture. Scientists have already printed materials that fold themselves into complex shapes after being heated. Today it might be a self-folding tube. Tomorrow it could be a self-building structure. Swarm robotics research is another major pillar. Labs around the world already have fleets of tiny robots that can work together to form patterns, stack into towers, or repair each other. As these robots shrink from millimeters to micrometers to nanometers, their ability to act as programmable matter grows exponentially. Now imagine the consumer experience. You subscribe to a self-assembly service. Once a month, you receive a sealed container of base material. You open an app, select the product you want, and place the container in a safe assembly zone. The particles activate, float, crawl, or slide into place, and within minutes you have a finished product. Need a new chair? It builds a chair. Need that same material to become a workout bench tomorrow? It reshapes overnight. Your home becomes a dynamic environment that physically adapts to your life. The economic shockwave of this technology would be unlike anything humanity has ever experienced. Entire industries would be wiped out almost instantly. Traditional factories would collapse. Physical retail would change beyond recognition. Shipping, logistics, warehousing, repair services, packaging, and even recycling would be transformed. When objects can disassemble themselves back into raw programmable matter, waste almost disappears. There is no landfill for broken furniture. Everything simply returns to its base state and becomes something new. But this also raises terrifying questions. If products can assemble themselves anywhere, what stops someone from assembling weapons in their living room? A harmless pile of smart dust could become a gun, a drone, or something far worse in minutes. Governments would be forced to regulate not just objects, but shapes. Laws would define which assembly codes are legal to run. Your programmable matter might contain hardwired restrictions that physically prevent certain structures from forming. But history shows that restrictions always get hacked. Then there's the cybersecurity problem. If your physical world is software-defined, hacking is no longer limited to data. A hacked assembly code could cause your furniture to collapse, your appliances to rewire themselves dangerously, or your walls to fail structurally. Cybersecurity would become physical survival. Firewalls wouldn't just protect information, they would protect buildings, vehicles, and human lives. There is also the question of labor. Manufacturing employs hundreds of millions of people worldwide. Self-assembling products could eliminate entire job categories in a single generation. Factory workers, assembly technicians, warehouse staff, transport drivers, and even product designers would be affected. New jobs would emerge in material programming, swarm control, and safety regulation, but the transition would be brutal. Societies that failed to prepare for this shift could face mass unemployment on a scale never seen before. On the flip side, self-assembly could democratize production in breathtaking ways. Today, starting a manufacturing business requires enormous capital, factories, machines, supply contracts, labor forces. In a self-assembling future, a teenager in their bedroom could design a product and sell assembly codes globally. Manufacturing power would shift from corporations to individuals. Physical innovation could become as decentralized as software is today. Disaster response would change overnight. Instead of shipping pre-built shelters, medical equipment, and tools into disaster zones, aid organizations would ship compact containers of programmable matter. On arrival, those containers would self-assemble into hospitals, water purifiers, vehicles, and housing within hours. After the crisis, everything could be disassembled and reused. Emergency response would become faster, cheaper, and far more adaptable. Space exploration is another area where self-assembly becomes almost mandatory. It is incredibly expensive to launch finished structures into space. With programmable matter, you could launch compact payloads that self-assemble into satellites, space stations, solar arrays, and even habitats once in orbit or on other planets. Future Mars bases might arrive as sealed crates and literally grow into full colonies after landing. Military applications, of course, would be inevitable. Armies would no longer transport massive stockpiles of equipment. They would carry programmable matter that could reshape itself into vehicles, weapons, drones, or temporary bases on command. Battlefields would become fluid, with infrastructure forming and dissolving in real time. The line between matter and weapon would blur almost completely. There are also eerie philosophical implications. When objects are no longer fixed, when they can become anything at any moment, our relationship with the physical world changes fundamentally. Permanence disappears. Even architecture becomes temporary. A building is no longer a long-term structure, it's a configuration. Homes might reshape daily based on the number of occupants, their moods, or their needs. The physical environment becomes as editable as a digital file. Ownership itself becomes abstract. If the same matter can become a car, a bed, or a medical device, what do you actually own? The material? The licenses to certain configurations? The updates that unlock new forms? Corporations would likely shift from selling products to selling physical capabilities as subscription services. You wouldn't buy a couch. You would subscribe to seating functionality. There's also the environmental angle. Today's manufacturing is one of the largest drivers of pollution, deforestation, mining destruction, and carbon emissions. Self-assembling products could dramatically reduce all of that. Materials would be endlessly reusable. Transport loads would shrink. Waste would almost vanish. But there is a dark side here too. The energy required to move and control trillions of particles could be immense. Data centers running assembly simulations could rival today's largest power consumers. If this technology is powered by dirty energy, it could create new environmental pressures even as it solves old ones. Now imagine this technology in developing nations. Communities that currently lack access to factories, machines, or infrastructure could leapfrog entire stages of industrialization. A single shipment of programmable matter could provide tools, homes, water systems, communications devices, and vehicles to an entire village. Economic development could accelerate at unprecedented speed. But once again, control becomes the key issue. Whoever controls the assembly codes controls physical reality. Now let's push it even further. In the more distant future, self-assembling consumer products might not arrive as dust in a box at all. They might arrive as pure energy. Advanced matter synthesis could allow energy to be converted directly into programmable particles on site. You wouldn't even need shipping. You'd download designs and locally synthesize the matter required to build them. Physical reality becomes something you download. At that point, the boundary between digital and physical disappears completely. Today, piracy is about copying movies, music, and software. Tomorrow, piracy could be about copying physical objects. Someone could illegally download the design of a car and assemble it at home. Intellectual property law would face a crisis unlike anything before. Black markets might not sell stolen goods, they would sell stolen assembly codes. Safety systems would become absolutely critical. Assembly zones might need containment fields in case particles malfunction. Emergency shutdown signals would be built into every particle. Your home might contain invisible layers of protection that prevent matter from forming certain densities, temperatures, or energy levels. Without such systems, a simple software glitch could cause catastrophic physical accidents. The psychological impact on humans would also be profound. When everything around you can change instantly, stability becomes fragile. The sense of permanence that anchors human perception could erode. Some people might find it liberating to live in a fully adaptive world. Others might find it terrifying and disorienting. There may emerge a cultural counter-movement that rejects programmable environments entirely and insists on fixed matter, the way some people today insist on analog technology. Children growing up in such a world would see physical creation as trivial. The idea that humans once had to build things by hand, transport them across oceans, and store them in warehouses might seem as strange as medieval blacksmithing seems to us today. Creativity would shift from physical skill to design intelligence. The most powerful creators would be the ones who can imagine the most useful, beautiful, or dangerous configurations of matter. But perhaps the most unsettling question is this: if matter can assemble into any form, what stops it from assembling into life? At some point, self-assembling consumer products blur into synthetic biology. A future consumer product might not be a device or a machine. It might be a living organism designed for a specific purpose. A self-assembling pet. A self-assembling medical organism that lives inside your body and repairs damage. A self-assembling environmental organism that cleans oceans and dies after completing its task. At that stage, humanity will no longer just be building tools. It will be designing reality itself. Self-assembling consumer products are not just a manufacturing upgrade. They represent a complete rewrite of how civilization interacts with matter. They collapse factories into living rooms. They turn shipping into data. They blur the line between product and software, between physical and digital, between ownership and access. They promise incredible efficiency, sustainability, and creative freedom. But they also carry enormous risks: physical hacking, weaponization, mass unemployment, loss of control, and the terrifying power to reshape the material world at will. The future where your next piece of furniture floats out of a cloud of dust is no longer science fiction. It is a logical extension of technologies that already exist in early form today. The only real question is not whether it will happen, but how fast, and who will control the code that builds our physical world. And when that day arrives, the most powerful product on Earth will no longer be steel, oil, or silicon. It will be the invisible instruction set that tells reality what to become. Hey everyone! If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, drop a comment to share your thoughts, and subscribe so you don't miss any of our future uploads. Your support helps this channel grow. Thank you for watching.